Blenheim is the most populous town in the region of Marlborough, in the northeast of the South Island of New Zealand. It has an urban population of 28,800. The surrounding Marlborough wine region is well known as the centre of the New Zealand wine industry. It enjoys one of New Zealand's sunniest climates, with warm, relatively dry summers and cool, crisp winters. Blenheim is named after the Battle of Blenheim, where troops led by John Churchill, 1st Duke of Marlborough, defeated a combined French and Bavarian force. The New Zealand Ministry for Culture and Heritage gives a translation of Flax Stream for Wiharekeke. The sheltered coastal bays of Marlborough supported a small Maori population possibly as early as the 12th century. Archaeological evidence dates Polynesian human remains uncovered at Werau Bar to the 13th century. The rich sea and bird life of the area would easily have supported such small communities. As the Maori population of the area increased, they developed the land to sustain the growing population. In the early 1700s, canals and waterways were dug among the natural river courses, allowing for the first forms of farming in the area, including that of fish and native waterfowl. A total of approximately 18 kilometers of channels are known to have been excavated before the arrival of European settlers. Maori in the Marlborough region also cultivated crops, including kumara. The area is also home to the first serious clash of arms between Maori and the British settlers. After the signing of the Treaty of Waitangi, the Werau affray, which occurred in what is now the village of Tuamarina. The settlement was originally known to Europeans as the Beaver or Beaverton due to its frequent flooding. Although the early history of Marlborough was closely associated with the Nelson settlement, the people of Marlborough desired independence from Nelson. In 1859, 19 years after the original Nelson settlement, the request of Marlborough settlers was granted, and Marlborough became a separate province. Although gold was discovered in the province in the early 1860s, the resulting boom did not last. And while the gold rush helped to expand the region, it was the development of pastoralism which provided the greatest long-term benefits. Marlborough squatters developed huge sheep runs that dominated the countryside, rivaling Canterbury's sheep stations in size and wealth. Situated on the Werau Plain, the town is mostly flat, with only its southernmost fringe rising to the base of the Wither Hills. As the plain is surrounded by mountains on all but the eastern flank, which is open to Cook Strait, it is relatively well protected from the frequent southerly weather fronts occurring during winters. The area does, however, experience some high wind events during the course of the year, especially from the west, where the wind is funneled down the Werau Valley directly at the town. Open and exposed areas in and around Blenheim are also hit quite hard by winds blowing inland from Cook Strait. Blenheim sits at the confluence of the Taylor and Opau rivers. It is in a tectonically active zone and experiences several earthquakes each year. The boundary between the Pacific Plate and the Indo-Australian Plate passes just north of Blenheim. The climate is generally very settled, largely due to the rain shadow effect of the mountain ranges to the west, which shelter Blenheim from the heaviest of rains that hit the western part of the South Island. Summers are typically warm and dry, while winters are normally cool and frosty with clear sunny days that follow. Snowfall is rare as it is sheltered from cold southerly weather by the mountain ranges to the south. Thunderstorms are an uncommon occurrence due to the sheltered climate. There is a higher likelihood in summer, when afternoon heating can generate a buildup of clouds above the ranges. The highest recorded temperature is 37.8 C, recorded on the 7th of February 1973. The lowest is -8.8 C. The Blenheim urban area, as defined by Statistics New Zealand, covers 17.20 square kilometers and incorporates 11 statistical areas. It has an estimated population of 28,800 as of June 2021. The Blenheim urban area had a usual resident population of 26,832 at the 2018 New Zealand census. An increase of 2,220 people were aged up to 15 years. 4,461 were 65 or older. Ethnicities were 85.3% European, Pekha, 13.7% Maori, 3.9% Pacific peoples, 5.6% Asian, and 2.6% other ethnicities. The region's economy is rurally based, with pastoral and horticultural farming providing a major source of income. The modern inhabitants, as their forebearers, continue to utilize the marine resources available. Lake Grasmere is the country's only salt works, producing 50% of its total salt requirement. Fishing and mussel farming are also extremely important in the region. Olive growing has also become popular in recent years. Viticulture also has a very large impact on the local economy, both directly by way of employment and survey.